Hello, every useful engine. Yep, everyone's apparently a useful engine now. Also, excuse my fan being on. It's actually hot outside. I know. The UK being hot, that's something. In September as well. Anyway, that's really beside the point. I was going to do the final part in the Scrappy Kid series, but the next robot I have that I want to look at, I need a lot of space for. Because he's not exactly the best at going around on tables. Anyway, I thought I would cover this thing because not too many people know about it. This is the Thomas the Tank Engine. You might have heard of him. He's relatively famous. The Busy Time Thomas Clock from 2005. And even now, as a kid, I really liked Thomas. I think the show, the classic era, was really good. The narration was amazing. I like the voice he puts on when he does the Fat Controller. I have to say that is by far my favourite. And I had a lot of Thomas stuff. VHSs, talking trains, pretty much a lot of the stuff that was around. Though I never had this thing. So now I do. I actually found this not too long ago, about in May. Or maybe April, I think it was. And I think it's one of my best finds of this year. So I'll describe what this thing does. It's not actually a clock that you use to tell real time, but it's more of a clock that just kind of describes the times of day and all of that. Think Learn Through Music, Cinderella's Magical Time Loop. And there are vehicles going past, that's great. So it's kind of one of those, oh, this is what Thomas does at this time. This is what Thomas does at that time. This is what Thomas... But it's done in a really well done way. I have it situated so it's just lying flat. I think that's how you're meant to have it. This side, you've got some kind of station thing. You have the shed at the top. You have a little signal thing off to that side. Those don't do anything, they're just... Well, the shed kind of does. And then at the bottom of it, if I bring this in close, you get little buttons. One for the hour and one for the minute. Now when I hold these, press these, you'll see that the hands move, and then you can use this little lever at the bottom to reset the hands. And that's basically all you do. There's a switch. Where is the switch? The switch is kind of on the bottom side of it. It's kind of shaped like a circle. It's kind of shaped like a clock normally is. It's kind of right above that hour button, and then there is a Fat Controller button there, which you use to enter in your answers or just mess around with it in the first mode. So why don't you say we turn this on, and we are going to be greeted by a voice that is literally, when I heard that I was like, oh my god, that's my childhood. And I'm going to get a good frame of this because this thing does something interesting, but we'll get onto that. Let's turn it on, shall we? And the speaker's facing down, so it might be a little bit quiet, but it is probably louder in person. It takes 3 double A's, by the way.
Set both hands.
So not only do we get the an interesting rendition of Thomas and Friends theme, we also get, I think his name was Michael Angelis, you know, the guy who did the Thomas voice back in the day. It's very sad that he died. I really wish he didn't, because I love the voice he did. Anyway, that's my nostalgia coming into this. Let's set both hands by flicking this little thing.
Let's tell the time with Thomas.
Why don't we do that? So, if I set this to... If I just press the button now...
It's 12 o'clock. Thomas is working very hard.
Check this out. Yes, he actually moves to that number and back to his shed. Isn't that cute or what? I love this thing. Just because of that. It's cool. So if I press this, it'll be 1 o'clock.
It's 1 o'clock.
1.
Thomas is working very hard.
Oh, hold it up a bit. Thomas is working very hard, apparently. Let's go 2. What does he do at 2? I think he does something...
It's 2 o'clock. Thomas It's time to leave the station.
There he goes. And he's going to come back up. There you go, I'm going to angle it back a bit.
It's 3 o'clock. Thomas, it's time to leave the station.
Yeah, so he does something at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So if I go...
Set both hands.
Oh, I confused it. No, it's going to go back.
Let's tell. It's 4 o'clock. Thomas is very tired.
He's tired at 4? Jeez, Thomas. I thought you were useful. And then he goes back up into his little thing.
It's 5 o'clock. Thomas is very tired.
He's still very tired. Being a steam engine's hard work. So yeah, in this mode you practically just go through, and you can also do things like this.
It's 25 minutes past 6. Thomas, it's time to be a useful engine.
Isn't Thomas meant to be a useful engine all of the time? He's at the bottom now, and then he's gonna go back. Bye-bye, Thomas. Have fun back at your shed. And
It's 25 minutes past 8. Thomas,
8.
it's time to fill your tank with water.
water. We'll hear more of the numbers in the other mode that this thing has. Wah. And there he goes. Okay, let's set it back down.
It's 25 minutes past 10. Thomas, it's time for lunch.
Thomas doesn't have lunch, does he? He's a steam engine. But yeah, I like how they engineered this. Bump, 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 bump. I do really want to take this thing apart one day to see how it works, but at the same time, I love the thing, so I probably won't be doing that. Anyway, if we set both hands to 0 again,
Let's tell the time with Thomas.
and go into the second mode,
Let's find the time. 11 o'clock. Thomas, it's time to see James.
time to see James. And they have different prompts, so if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Well done. You're right.
Choo choo. Off he goes. To see James. And then he's going to go back. And they actually used his actual whistle. I believe that's his actual whistle from the show. So they were very good, like, attention to detail on this.
Let's find the time. 6 o'clock.
Right.
Thomas is very tired.
Okay. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well done. You're right.
Choo choo.
Let's find the time.
Okay.
1 o'clock. Thomas, it's time to be a useful engine.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1.
Well done. You're right.
Come on, give us more complex ones. He's just gonna go to 1, look at that. Hey, hey.
Let's find the time. 7 o'clock.
No.
Thomas, it's time to wake up.
And you can reset the question.
Let's find the time. 2:30. Thomas, it's time to see the fat controller.
Back when we could call him the fat controller. Don't we just love that? Okay, 2, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I like how the hands actually change in the middle.
Well done.
Like, this thing is
You're right.
quite technologically advanced, and I like that. And then he's gonna go back. He's met the fat controller, now he returns. There you go.
Let's find find the time. 5 o'clock. Thomas is having a great day.
So now, if I do this, you'll see it's set to 5:30.
You're a little late. Let's try again.
If I do...
5 o'clock. Thomas is having a great day. You're a little early. Let's try again. 5 o'clock. Thomas is having a great day. Try to point the red minute hand to 12. Well done.
So it gives you like prompts on what you want. And what, like, on how to get that time, which I appreciate that. I think that's really cool. Choo choo.
Let's find the time. 9:30. Thomas, it's time to fill your tank with water. Well done. You're right.
This thing makes some good noises too, like good industrial sounding, like button clicks and springs in there. I'll do one more time, and then you'll basically have seen all this thing can do.
Let's find the time. 4 o'clock. Thomas, it's time for a washdown.
9.
You're a little late.
I don't remember what I have
Let's
the set,
try again.
what the time set to.
4
Okay, let's reset.
o'clock. Let's find the time. 6:30. Thomas is very tired.
Can we get some more? Just so you can get the prompts.
Let's find the time. 12:30. Thomas, it's time for lunch.
And if I'm going to get the minute, the hour hand prompt.
You're a little early. Let's try again. 12:30. You're a little late. Let's try again. Try to point the blue hour hand to 12. 12:30. Thomas. Try to point the...
I don't think it ever...
Try to
What does
point
this do?
the blue hour hand to 12. 12:30. Try
Can
to
this...
point
Can
the
it
blue
ever
hour
fail you?
hand
I don't remember.
Try to point the blue hour
I don't think
hand
it can.
to 12.
Okay. And there you go.
Let's find the time. 4:30. Thomas, it's time for a washdown.
Now I'm going to power it down. This is quickly what the back looks like. Not much going on the back. The speakers, that's where the speaker is. But yeah, that is the Tomy Busy Time Thomas clock. I really, like I said before, I like this thing because of what they made it do with the material they had. I think it's really faithful to the original source material. The build quality of it is good. And I really like the voice and just the mechanical workings inside. So that was basically an overview on the Tomy Busy Time Thomas clock. Come on, little odd remote thing.